Get this show going, man.
Hurry up, hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up!
It's a very fellas-inspired theme, this one, isn't it?
That's me on guitar.
It isn't. No.
Well, yeah, you got some technique, but
You turn it up a bit.
Really?
Hey, Wildcat! Ball at the 5, 3rd down and 2. That was bad.
Let's go have some fun, bro. We ain't got to talk about too much.
He wasn't playing the ball! It's holding!
Cliff. The cliff.
How is that not called?
That ain't gonna call a damn thing.
What is the delay for? He's standing right there.
He's taking a card out. He's a piece of paper.
It's that close? Dear Lord.
Hello and welcome. I missed my cue.
Mate, we've only been doing this for like 7 years.
Has it been that long?
It probably has.
7 years?
7 years, yes.
Holy dude. No, it isn't 7.
And I've put up with a lot. And the only reason I keep coming back
Yeah.
is for people like we have on our guests today. One of them and the other one sort of just tagged along.
Oh, which is which?
I made him feel bad.
It's like celebrity squares. So, hey, guests, very, very early in the morning. You guys, listen, a big thank you for actually coming on and joining us because you understand, it is a bit of effort. We kind of live far, far away. Not a galaxy far, far away quite, but
They
almost.
They live far away from us.
Sorry. You live far away from us.
Yes.
It's our podcast.
Yes. We're on top at the
That's
moment.
right. Yes, we have Seth and Kyle, the FF fellas. Boys, thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here, as always, and we've been wanting to come on for a while now on one of these shows since you started doing the video, and as you said, it is a little bit early, but happy to do it for you guys. Just you guys.
So, early, what is early?
It's about 4 a.m. here.
Come on, mate, we do that all the time. When we do our preview pods, the team previews, mate, we're up at all hours. Come on.
I know.
Suck
You
it.
guys put in the work then, for sure.
I was definitely I thought it was a great idea when you guys threw this out there. And I actually talked to G earlier this week, and I was like, oh, yeah, it'd be fun to be on sometime, but, maybe later on when the season's kind of winded down. And then it was 1 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm like, I'm getting ready and kind of calling it a night. I'm like, it's just a couple hours, I might as well.
Hang in there.
Yeah. So, man, I'm pretty pumped to talk to you guys. It's been too long.
What's work anyway?
And look, how many shows are you guys pumping out now? Is it 3? Still 3?
Four shows a week the entire season. We're up to 126 on the year with the show that drops today, Friday. And this is going to be my 5th recording session of the week.
Wow.
Already. Actually, 6th. I forgot because we had to split it up. So we're 6 times this week I've been hopping on the mic. So
talking about splitting up, did your marriage go by the wayside
last
week since you need something else to do now?
No, we have this really strategic plan behind the curtain where we record multiple shows in at one time.
Okay.
That's usually what we do, but just with work and everything and just working schedules that didn't work this week. Seth, I think this is the first time that we had to split up a preview show in the 4 years we've been doing this. So, I mean, that's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad. But started a new job last month, and the hours are starting to catch up with me. So that's why we had to split up that session.
Mate,
Fair call.
Yeah, life sort of gets in the way of the time, doesn't it? I call it marriage. Kids. It gets in my way a fair bit. Hence why I come around here on Friday nights.
You're always welcome.
Just to get out. Okay, before we go any further, we have our drinks of the pod.
You haven't sent me the image, by the way.
I have sent you. Have
No,
I sent
you
the
haven't.
image? Okay.
No.
So, do you want to talk? You grab them.
Oh,
AJ,
all right,
while I resend this. Because
we have this now. None of this Foster's rubbish, although you wouldn't be able to get.
I was actually going to get a Foster's.
Yeah. So
and make you drink it because it's terrible.
This is.
Oh, this is the best.
Carlton Draught.
What?
Right.
Draft. You got to say. Well, just say Australian accent. Draft. Carlton Draft. And this is honestly one of the best brews. Seriously, and it's not expensive, is it?
Just for your everyday of the meal run sort of beer. Yeah. If you have mates over and they're not your best mates, you don't bring out the good stuff. Just get a slab. I don't know what you call it over there. A carton. slab. What do you
Case.
guys?
A
A case.
slab.
Case.
A
I'm
slab.
calling it
Slab.
a slab from now on.
Yeah, it's a
That's
slab.
slab.
It's a slab of beer, which is 24.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many guys you
Yeah,
think
case.
is
Yeah.
it 24?
Case,
Okay.
right.
Case. Yep.
So there you go. You can.
Why is
you
it
can,
called a case? It's not in a case. It's in a fucking cardboard box. It looks more like
The cardboard box has a handle on it.
Yeah,
Oh.
and that makes it a case in America,
makes
I
it-
guess.
Oh, you
Do we have-
soft. You're soft.
We don't, have,
a handle.
No, we carry it out like real men.
We have to carry it on our shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with you, but
Hey, there we go.
G's
Those are
drinking.
Blue Mountains right there.
There we go. That's G's
That's
brew
fine. Yeah, because
for
I'm
tonight.
Yeah. Now I didn't.
You
I was
actually
gonna-
allowed to drink that?
No. Yeah.
I
Why?
was
What's
gonna
in
say,
it?
No, I mean because you're a veggie.
Yeah.
So
No, I've sort of backed off the. Not that I haven't backed off the
ooh.
veggie thing, but I've introduced
Breaking
like
news.
having fish, but not no canned fish. Like go and buy a tuna steak. Like a
you go
proper-
get out of the river yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I
you can have fish as long as he's caught it with his bare hands.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like the what was the ad that was around? Who was catching the salmon? What's one of those companies? John West.
John West.
Where he takes on the bear.
Yeah.
For the fish.
Yeah.
That's me.
Is that the Australian version of John Wick?
So isn't John West an American thing, or was it Canadian?
No, it's American, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
you say
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Wick is American.
John
yeah.
Wick's American.
John West is the Australian John Wick.
John
He's
West.
west of here.
I've never had a cause,
You're struggling there.
and I'll probably never
No,
have
I'm
another
good.
one.
No, I nailed it. Second question is, do you have to do the Carlton when you drink that beer? The draught.
The draught. Do I have to do the what now?
The Carlton? You know what
That's
that
the
is?
dance. I think it's
Yeah.
called the Charlton. It's called the Charlton, though, isn't it?
No, there's
No.
also the Carlton. So if you've
Oh,
ever seen
no,
it,
I didn't know that
There was
once.
a show. There's
Well-
a show with Will Smith
Cheers.
called
Cheers.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air. So
I remember
look
that.
up your
And
spare
cheers.
time. Okay.
Brews of choice, boys. I know you got the Monster and the Diet Coke. So, but you
Gotta stay
know,
on Kyle brand.
Yeah.
4 a.m. I think that's a reasonable call.
Yeah, yeah. Bloody
knock-
oath.
can't
It
knock
looks
you for
like
that.
like the liter can too that Carl's drinking.
This is 16 ouncer. It's not bad.
They don't come in smaller cans than
They
that.
don't come in. That's just
16 ounces.
like we have what's the supermarket chain we have? Costco.
Costco. Yeah, they've got Costco.
Yeah.
It came from.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So that's where that American brand Costco. You walk in there and everything is 3 times the size of stuff in Australia, and you go, mate, no
Just like
wonder.
Americans.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, good job.
Hashtag America.
Yeah. And it's like 3 times the size, and you can only buy it in like a pack of 6. No wonder you guys have basement. You got to store all that stuff.
That's the truth, my friend.
Yeah, but if you're prepared to buy 50, then, you know, you get it a
Toilet
little bit
paper's
cheaper.
about the only thing.
Oh, toilet paper's actually really good value.
we go through a fair bit of toilet paper in our house.
Yeah, we do too. I don't really know how.
It's just one of those things.
It is just one of those
All
things.
right, so do you want to get this puppy started? The boys are up.
Yeah, I know. I'm just tweeting out the thing.
You're just
Hang on.
tweeting it
okay,
out. Okay,
all right.
so what we have tonight, we'll start with
Some news, just some quick
Oh, we got
news.
some news.
Oh, hardly. I thought it was just worth mentioning the Lamar Jackson. So obviously, and you guys have got Lamar Jackson, haven't you, in Too Legit? So
Yes.
happy
Can I?
days.
I was on the phone to a certain person in Indy today while he was driving home from work, and mate, he was not a happy camper, knowing that he was playing against the fellas, and he was. And I think up to that stage, he'd just thrown one touchdown pass. And he was mad about that. He's going to be rightly pissed off that he threw 5.
Yeah, it was, man, and I own him in a bunch of spots this year because he was just a late QB guy, and like most of your listeners out there that play fantasy, like we were drafting QBs late, so he was a guy that Seth and I were touting quite a bit. So I own him in a lot of places, and then I was watching a game, and he had a deep touchdown to Mark Andrews that he missed, and he was sitting on 4 touchdowns or whatever at that point, and then I thought like the game was pretty much over, but he still came out there, dropped one more, and then left.
Yeah, just like his
You gotta
yardage.
love
His
it,
yardage wasn't big, was it? What was his
Oh, it was
yardage?
crap.
Yeah,
He had 300 total yards. I believe he had like 85 rushing.
How crap is that?
yeah.
That's
Yeah, but-
terrible.
Kind of a down week for him, isn't it?
Yeah, Memphis got off easy.
Yeah, I think he was looking at. Yeah, I think he was looking at maybe a 50 getting hung on him.
42 in that scoring. So
Mate, I'd probably just lay off the any Twitter and conversations with Memphis over the next couple of days. Just,
Well, we faced him in the semis last year, and he was probably the superior team then.
Yeah.
And not only did we take him down in the Two Legit League last year in the semis, we were in Indy for the Colts Cowboys game. I don't remember the results of that game.
you should stop going to Cowboys games.
I'm 1-2 over the last 2 years. So thank God for Detroit, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Seth?
I was just reminding him that the Cowboys scored 0 points when they were in Indy last year. So
Oh, I remember the
he said he
photo.
didn't remember. I just needed to remind him.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder, bro.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
It's not just the good times.
So I did just make a small note, and I did mention it last week in your absence, and a shout out to Dave Evans Smith who filled in for you, G. Big shoes to fill, but it was lovely to have Dave here.
I only size 10.
It's lovely to have Dave here. And
I wish I was a bigger size, actually. Yeah, bigger
Why?
shoes. Bigger shoes. Other things,
Bigger socks.
Yeah, exactly. It sucks.
And I did mention last
Right.
week that Lamar Jackson was on track to beat the quarterback rushing record, which he did pretty early in the whole affair.
Wasn't it?
And they did a cross to Mike Vick or something, and he was like smashing the window or something. He was doing something. Yeah, 1,000.
Was he smashing the window with a dog?
Oh,
Too early.
man.
Mate, it is what it is.
Oh,
I
man.
should wear my Vic jersey. I got one around here somewhere.
Have you? Oh, very
He was
nice.
man. He was the man back in the day. So
He was.
weird to see.
And then he
weird
was
to see,
probably,
Jackson.
I don't know if he was the man with in prison. He might have been the woman. I have no idea, but that's probably something he'll keep to himself.
Hey, he came back QB1 in Philly. I guess it hurt me to see it, but little weird career arc there for him.
Yeah, isn't it a bit weird? He's been made like for the Pro Bowl, like, what is it? Like, is it like a captain or of one of the teams?
Celebrity coach.
Is it a celebrity coach?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it- is
he
that
was
what it is?
too.
Like,
Yeah.
why the hell would you use Mike Vick? Like, seriously. Like, come on. Like, mate, what he did, he
desperate.
did his time, but still, mate, what you did is what you did, and it was a lifestyle choice at the time. I'm sure there's someone better out there they could have gone and grabbed. Like, you just...
But not someone that would have caused as much controversy and therefore clicks.
Yeah, but, yeah.
There we go.
Cynical bastard. That's him.
Now, because we've got a lot to cover anyway, G. On to tonight's. What's wrong?
That's not...
Oh, jeez.
Nice. Hey.
Quick ads. Not bad for an old bloke.
Dang.
Man, you're pretty easy. One mouthful and you're ready to.
I'm anybody's.
You're anybody's.
Get
I've
this guy
never-
in the jugs machine over there.
Exactly. I've never seen anybody so adamant to not drop a Coors before.
Yeah, probably if I was out and somebody else had to clean it up, mate, I'd just let it hit the ground. But I'm going to be the one cleaning it up.
Week 15 preview, G, and your suggestion, very good one, 15 minutes of fame.
Oh, mate, I actually thought when I started this idea that I'm really going to struggle to come up with 15 ideas for every given week. It started off pretty easy.
It did.
But once you start hitting double figures,
Yep.
it's like, oh, man. And I actually typed into Google famous 15s, and it just gives you a range of all different stuff. And then
Nice.
they had like 15 minutes of fame. I've gone, bingo.
Bingo.
Thank you. So it wasn't my idea. Thank you, Google.
Well, it wasn't your idea. Do you know whose idea it was?
I have absolutely.
Gents or anyone? 15 minutes of fame? Who coined that famous
Oh.
phrase?
Oh, that's a good trivia question that I don't know. the
Hold
answer
on.
to.
15 minutes of fame. Give us a male, female.
Male. But there's an interesting story, G, because you listen to a podcast, Our Fake History, and there's a person, a very famous person, who is attributed to this phrase, but it wasn't him.
Oh, okay.
A very famous, eccentric American kind of painter, celebrity.
I was going to say Liberace, but
No.
he's eccentric.
I think
Coined.
he was British too.
Oh,
was
he
he?
really?
I don't
I
know.
didn't know that.
Oh,
I've got no idea.
you should just go with him, mate. We all believe you.
Is he British? I don't know.
I don't think he is.
I thought he was American.
I was never mind.
1966.
19. I was going to say someone like Frank Sinatra or something
No.
like that.
Andy Warhol.
Okay.
There you go. But it wasn't Andy
not-
Warhol because what happened was there was an exhibition, and a whole lot of people were trying to get into a photo with Andy Warhol, and he is heard to say, "Oh, everybody wants to get in this photo. Everybody wants to be famous." And the photographer said, "Yeah, only for about 15 minutes though, Andy." But
Yeah.
Andy Warhol didn't say everybody has 15 minutes of fame, but it's become that.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
no one wanted to remember the photographer's name.
Yeah, that's right. But I've got it
So
here.
it was Andy Warhol's photographer, and then everybody just shortened it to Andy Warhol.
Nat Finkelstein.
Yeah, that doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Nat Finkelstein.
Sorry, Nat.
Anyway, but there you go. But gee,
Okay, so
15 minutes
that's
of
what
fame.
we've got. We're going to have 15 minutes of fame. So I've asked the guys to get together and come up with, 2, 3, 4, how many you've got. You guys would probably could go back a little bit further in the NFL history than AJ and I, just that you've lived it a lot longer than we have. So you've probably seen a lot of guys come and go and get their 15 minutes. Now, it can be for any reason. It could be the 15 minutes can be for they had one great season. It could be they had one great game. It
One
could
great
be
play.
it could be that they married some really hot chick and it lasted like 15 minutes until he was no longer good, and then she divorced him and took all his money.
Drew Lock, incidentally.
That's-
Have you seen Drew Lock? Oh, don't.
No, I have no.
Rabbit hole.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Or it can be that he got taken high in the draft, and that was his 15 minutes of fame when he got to go up and hug whoever he hugged at the time, and that was it pretty much for his career. Johnny Manziel, example. So Seth, Kyle, whoever, give us somebody.
Oh man, I have a decent list. I went the route of the one good year.
Yep,
guys.
I've got a bit of everything. I like it.
Can almost make, like, I think I have 10 guys on this list, and half of them are Cleveland Browns.
I actually thought of that when I was doing it. I said, damn, there's a lot of Browns on here.
We could fill a starting roster with
Oh yeah,
players.
yeah. I have a starting roster that's looking pretty good. But I mean, I'll start it. I'll break the seal here. I think this is the easiest one. It's Peyton Hillis.
Bang,
that's
there
good.
goes
One good
mine.
game.
Damn it.
And he freaking got voted to the Madden cover, for God's sakes. So I mean, if that isn't the definition of 15 minutes of fame, it was a good run. Everybody loves everybody loves a white running back, I guess. Like it's just people aren't used to seeing it. And he had a pretty fun year. He played for the lovable Browns, right? So yeah, Peyton Hillis. I was trying to pull up his exact numbers here because on this list here.
He was drafted at Arkansas by the Broncos. Spent 2 years at Broncos. He's actually drafted basically as a fullback, not as a running back.
And at that time, the Broncos could not draft a running back. They were bloody spitting them out.
Well,
Like
he was taken over by Marino. How do you pronounce his first name? Kayshawn Marino. What was his?
No
show Marino.
Yeah.
So, mate, he was the 20th pick to the 7th round with Peyton Hillis. 2 years at the Broncos.
Wow.
397, 6 TDs in his rookie season. 198 receptions. Oh, that's in his 2 years and 1 TD. So it's so. Then they brought in No Show. He got traded to the Browns for picks and for Brady Quinn.
Woohoo.
There's another one we can put on there.
Trivia. I like that trivia right there.
Then he got his start in 2010. He got his first, he started as a running back because of injuries to 2 guys ahead of him. I didn't write their names down because it doesn't matter. And he put on 144 yards, 1 TD against a Ravens defense back then that was like tough as nails.
I thought you were going to say he put on 144 pounds, but that was the next season.
That was the next season.
Yeah.
That's. Then he followed up with games during the season of 102 and 1 touchdown, 184 yards and 2, 82 yards, 1 touchdown, 131 and 3 TDs, and 108 yards. So he finished the season with 270 carries, 1,177 yards, 11 rushing TDs, 61 receptions,
Ooh,
for
that's decent.
477 yards and 2 receptions. Got voted onto the Madden cover, like you said, Kyle. Then the curse struck, and then he got bounced between Cleveland, the Chiefs, the Bucks, and the Giants, and into retirement.
Wow.
So he had that one big year, got the cover.
Huge year.
And I'm pretty sure that I had him in... I think that was that one of our first fantasy years? And I think
Maybe.
I went and picked him up.
And who could blame you?
Yeah. and that's what I got. So Peyton Hillis is a great call.
I love. I just pulled up his Wikipedia page here, and as one of the best things under his the personal life section, he is married, and they have a 1,300-acre soybean.
Yes,
farm
I saw
in
that
South
too.
Tennessee. I mean,
So what do you make soybeans into? Soy milk?
I mean, soy, whatever, like rich white women drink. What is that, milk now or something?
Soy milk.
Everything.
Soy milk.
Yeah.
Mate, I drink soy milk. I'm not a rich white woman. People call me a woman plenty of times. I definitely ain't rich though.
I don't know the heck he makes soy with soy, but
Hey, Neil.
He's
good to see you, buddy.
He's probably making more money now than he did as a player. But okay, Seth, give us somebody, dude.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the other famous 15 minutes of fame running back from the Browns, Trent Richardson.
Oh, he's on my list too.
Yeah, so Kyle took the Peyton Hillis pick, so I'll go with the probably more famous one, just more recent, I guess, and that was 2012. And in fantasy, I believe he ended up as the overall player number, I think it was 12. Nope, that's not correct. Sorry.
he had double-digit touchdowns that year.
Yeah, he did, and it was like, oh man, he's going to be the guy forever and ever now. And he was overall player number 17 and running back 9 that year. So
Good rookie year.
It's just the fact that I don't know if his eyesight went or what happened, but I don't think the holes got any bigger, but he just didn't see them anymore, did he?
No.
it was just one magical season and then nothing.
One magical season. Did you watch the Alliance of American Football? He was a stud this earlier this year.
Nobody but you watched the AF,
Dude.
which is why they pulled it.
Fantasy stud. I got a Trent Richardson fun fact. My first ever dynasty league was the year Richardson's second year in the league was when we had our startup draft, and I took Trent Richardson, number 5 overall. Woo. And needless to say, that didn't work out.
Mate, like, seriously though, after that season he had, was that a redraft or was that a dynasty league? Did you say
that was a dynasty startup? That was my first ever dynasty league. I'm not sure how many people were even playing dynasty that were in that league. Like the point was to try to get a lot of guys into it new, it was not a great start. I didn't at that point the strategy of wide receivers early in startups, that type of thing, either was out there and I wasn't aware of it or whatever. Because I remember starting my draft with Trent Richardson number 1. And then Chris Johnson at the tail end of his career in the second round, which sounded awesome. But,
look good on paper. But when you think about it, like a rookie season, he finished 1,317 yards and 12 TDs. He must have been close to the first overall pick, or in the, like you said, like you took him at the 5th. He must have been that for everybody playing, even in redraft leagues, thinking, mate, we're onto something here.
Yeah, and he was a stud running back in college too. He had that hype. So, and then 3rd overall in the draft, I believe, classic. That's a good one, man. He's pretty much the poster child for this thing. I think.
AJ, you got somebody?
Yeah,
done some research.
Neil said he's got a wide receiver, so I'm going to pip him at the post. I think with my selection for 15 minutes of fame, quite literally. Well, no, it's almost quite literally David Tyree.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great
pass me a mic so I can... Mind you, I mean...
G already taped his to...
He did. Yeah. Pulling back the curtain.
Mate, that ain't coming off.
So, in the last 75 seconds of Super Bowl 42, 2008, caught the pass on his head.
The helmet
catch. On Wikipedia, it said that after that he was earning like $15,000 for personal appearances, doing lots of media gigs, that sort of thing. Next training camp, knee injury, he was put on IR. He barely got another chance to play, and that was it. Retired from the NFL in 2010.
So you've gone the 15 minutes of fame just in one shot.
Yep, one shot.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
One play.
And go down in history as one of the
absolutely.
great catches in Super Bowl. So
yeah, my word.
Holding the ball to your head with one hand, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, before the Julian Edelman ridiculous catch in the Super Bowl that will not be named, David Tyree's catch was probably... I mean, Edelman's one was flukier than Tyrese.
Well, the difference with Julian Edelman's is that if it wasn't for somebody else's foot, he probably wouldn't have caught it.
No, exactly. Yeah.
It wasn't his foot, and he flicked it up.
I know. It's
Somebody else's foot.
crazy.
Dickheads.
Who have you got, G?
Okay. Look, I've got a couple here. How about we'll go quarterback? We haven't had a quarterback yet. We've had 2 running backs and we've had a wide receiver. So we'll go quarterback. Tim Tebow.
Yep.
Nice.
Mate,
He'll keep showing up on like Sports Center and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we still got to put up with that part. But as far as a NFL footballer
What
goes,
was the fascination with Tim Tebow, do you think? Was it the
You wanna take
religion?
this one, Seth?
The religious thing, or was
If,
it-
all right, yeah, I said on here,
Yeah.
mate. He was thrown with the hang blessed by God, basically. and my cousin's she's a Broncos fan, and mate, she was forever posting photos on Facebook when it was cool to be on Facebook of her kneeling. Oh, she's only sort of taken the P155, but yeah, all the time. I was thinking. So I went back and had a look. It's just like. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I have a problem with them. Everybody pointing to the sky these days. So, taking you don't see too many people point to the sky when they get the ball ripped out or they drop a pass. But when you think about it, man, he took the Broncos to the 2011 playoffs.
Yeah.
And
Or
mate,
did he just get? Was he along for the ride with that defense, or did he take him there?
I mean,
Well,
he was a gamer, dude.
he was a gamer
Yeah.
for one quarter. He sucked for 3.
Oh, yeah.
And got him behind, and then just brought him back from the depths of I don't know. Maybe someone was hiding his Bible for 3 quarters, and then better give it back to him because he's look what's happening. And, oh my God, look what's happening now.
So he's part Blake Bortles, part Liam Neeson.
I don't get the Liam Neeson reference.
That taken someone stole his.
Oh,
daughter, someone stole his Bible.
Yeah.
So and then
Except
he had the walk-off pass against the Steelers that he threw to Demaryius Thomas.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Which mate was just it was in the end it was just really bad defensive coverage. They had no one in the middle of the field. If you go and watch it, like he just did a crossing route and away he went.
Yep.
And that was in the days when Thomas could actually move. Like he had a bit of
those were
speed about him. So,
Good
but if
time.
you go and watch the pass, the way he throws it is just like he almost throws it and he's got one leg, his back leg, like a girl would throw it. I shouldn't say that because there's probably girls out there that can throw a ball really well. You can throw a ball well, Cole?
Better than Tebow, probably. Hey, I mean, his mechanics were always hilarious. Josh McDaniels, that was a great run there in Denver, and man, it was Tebow mania was the real deal, man. But
They
he
died. Well,
shouldn't have been drafted the first
next year
round.
they go and draft Peyton Manning and they moved on quickly from Tebow, and that was the last he pretty much ever. What he went to the.
Did he
went
play
to the-
baseball?
Pats,
He went to the
Eagles.
Jets. He went to the. Didn't he? Was he at the Jets? For a
Yeah, he was with
second,
the Jets, and then he was with I believe he was with the Eagles maybe for a minute, and definitely for the Patriots for like a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
and now he's playing baseball.
Yeah.
And is he still playing
In the
baseball?
minors.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was playing this year. I don't know if he's finally given up on that, but he's still doing broadcasting and stuff like college football stuff.
Yep.
He's like,
Yeah, well, he's all right.
Yeah,
So
now-
Kyle.
Now, hang on.
Oh,
Neil,
ooh.
Neil's got one here, so let's pop this one up. He
That's a
said,
good one.
Mushin Muhammad. He's got
Yeah.
a bit of a justification here, though. After 2 mediocre seasons, Muhammad earned a starting role in '98 and led the Panthers with 68 receptions, 6 TDs, and almost 1,000 yards. Enjoyed an outstanding season in '99 under new head coach George Seifert, and his 96 receptions, 8 TDs, and 1,253 receiving yards led to his first Pro Bowl selection. Wow.
Then what happened?
Man, it's right
And
in
then,
biography there.
then he went to the
And then-
Bears and sucked.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
Hey, Matt.
Kyle's got to take it when he
up,
can,
Matt?
Seth. So don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got to do it. So Kyle, you got another one?
Yeah, man, I got another running back. This one was a guy that this was in 2008. I'd probably been playing fantasy for 3-4 years maybe by then. This is a guy that busted on the scene his rookie year. 268 carries as a rookie. For instance, 1,282 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns. He was running back 6 in fantasy, and that was, of course, Steve Slayton, who was pretty much never heard from ever again. Coming off of obviously being a top 10 fantasy running back that one year. He was drafted high, but his career rushing yards was just a shade under 1,900. And if you remember just a second ago, just under 1,300 his rookie year. So needless to say, not a lot going on there for Steve Slate and the rest of the way. And he was out of the league by after the 2011 season. So definitely he got his 15 minutes. I'm sure he was featured in some fantasy articles in that 2009 preseason and made us all look like idiots.
Did you draft him as well?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I had him.
Yeah.
Because there's
a lot of players on here making you look like an idiot.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this list is. So I'm surprised I only limited it here to 10 or so I can think off the top of my head. But yeah, that's the fun part about this game, dude. These guys just blip and they're gone, and it's hilarious. So Slayton was another guy similar to like Hillis that I just definitely remember having on teams picking up off the scrap heap, and it was great for that 1 year, and then it was horrible.
All right, Seth.
Neil's just saying here Wikipedia. And he went off the cliff. Andrew. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Does Derek Anderson count? Pro bowler for the Browns. We're picking on the Browns like full.
Yeah, he's my Browns 15 minutes of fame QB team. Like I got a whole list. That's a good one. He's on this list.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
And I'm going to continue picking on the Browns. All right. The year is 2015. Rob Gronkowski is still the elite tight end in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, I know who it is too. I've got him on the list.
Two tight end for the year 2015, Gary Barnidge. 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. He was the number 2 tight end of that year and the number, let's see, I'm looking at the overall number here. He was the number 12 overall player in 2015 in fantasy.
Mate, 125 targets. Ooh.
Yep.
79 receptions, 1,043 yards, and 9 TDs.
He was quite old, though.
It's one of the best seasons ever by a Browns tight end.
But wasn't he in his 30s?
No, I don't think so. Was he? He was a bit of a late
bloomer, I thought. Yeah.
And then 2016.
He was age 30 at that point, though.
Oh, he was he?
30.
He was 30.
He was
I was going to
30
say.
years old at that time.
Yeah, 2016 did nothing. Then they cut him and he was gone before the 2017 season. That was it. Done. Finished.
He's one of 2 Browns tight ends on this list for me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Browns fans.
Oh, it's rough.
They are too. So,
and they haven't even had their 15 minutes of fame yet as a franchise.
No, man, this year we talked.
Well, the new Browns anyway
in the preseason stuff, man, and it's a lot of the things that people were expecting to happen. It happened. There was definitely a lot of hype, but a lot of people were pumping the brakes, and man, it's been a rough year for Browns fans once again.
Yeah, the Gary Barnidge one's good. I had that.
That
one
is. That's
if I've got it written down here, it's a good one. Well done, Seth.
That is very, very good. Matt, how about Jonas Gray for the Pats? 4 TD games versus the Colts, and then late to practice and gone. Man,
that's good.
Seth and I just talked about Jonas Gray the other day.
That is a cracker. I remember that game. It's like
that is great.
Oh, if you go to like NFL site and they have like the ads and drops.
Oh yeah,
he's probably one of the biggest ads amount that you've probably ever seen.
Yeah.
Even though he's on the Patriots and you don't know what's going to happen next week anyway. But yeah, that's I remember that. It's just like, oh my God. Awesome. I don't think anybody would have started him either, to be honest.
You could, if you had been kicked out of the Patriots for being late to practice or a team meeting, if you made a club, you wouldn't be the only member in the club.
Oh no,
be a decent number.
Yeah, there'd be a few.
You need a decent town hall.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
You would be. All right, I'll give you one. I've just turned it over. Okay, 2010 Oklahoma State.
Yep.
12 games, 111 receptions, 1,782 yards, 20 touchdowns. 2011, 13 games, 122 receptions, 1,522 yards, 18 touchdowns. He was compared to Aquan Bolden and Terrell Owens. He was the number 5 pick overall in the, I think what draft was it? Was the 2012 draft.
Sounds right.
Was arrested for the first time that year for a DUI.
No. The Jags guy. Is that right?
Yes.
What's his name?
Come on. Kyle, tell him.
Justin Blackman.
Yes! Justin Blackman. So he got his first arrest within the same season he got drafted. which was a good effort. Then he came back against his first game back. He played against the Houston Texans. 7 receptions. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, that's right. 236 yards.
Ooh.
What else did he did? It was the third most by any rookie in the NFL in NFL history, and it was the second in franchise history for the Jags. 2013, 4-game suspension, violating substance abuse. Then had surgery, missed training camp. November 1st, suspended indefinitely without pay. Wasn't able to apply for reinstatement prior to 2014 season. And David Caldwell said, well, anyway, probably more unlikely we're not going to... He's actually still, at the start of this season, he's still on the Jags roster.
No.
He's still a member of the Jags. I looked it up, and he's still on the...
They have rights to him still.
Yeah, they still have the rights to him.
That's mental.
I was going to throw, I think right here, I think this is accurate. 4,325 ad drops on my fantasy league over the last 3 seasons as well. That's probably, like he's a guy that people just like kept like, oh man, he's out there, he's free. And just, maybe he'll do something, you know?
Yeah.
And rough. He's not the only Jags wide receiver from that little era where they just couldn't get it right. And that one, unfortunately, football fans were robbed of a big talent just by stupidity, right? So not the first time, not the last.
No, and actually there's a Browns wide receiver that I actually have, you know, he's still playing, but he pretty much had his 15 minutes of fame in one season, and really after that it's just been a blow-on chance of opportunities, hasn't it?
He's
really?
Not at the Browns anymore.
He's no longer at the Browns. No, he's not.
Is he in the league anymore?
He's in the league still, yes. Yes.
And wasn't he your top-rated wide receiver that year?
When? What year?
Pretty reasonably recent, 2015 maybe?
He's my number one. What, coming out of...
Yeah.
No, he was... No, you're thinking somebody else.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes,
Who are you
No,
thinking of?
you do your guy and we'll get round to him.
No, I can't remember his name. What was his name?
No, your guy.
No, I don't have a... Well,
You did one.
One. Well, I knew we had guests, and I
Okay,
didn't want to take...
Kyle, please save us. Please. Someone do something at 4 o'clock in the morning. Thank you.
I'll go with a cowboy here, I guess. Right?
Oh,
Yeah. So I mean, there are plenty. There are endless
Ogletree.
numbers of
Ogletree. I looked up.
That was one. He was. And the one thing about Ogletree was he was featured on the league as the 1 week wonder, right?
Yeah,
player that we all remember because he had the big Monday. But the fun thing about that is that the way that show, if you guys are familiar with it, it was a show on FX about fantasy football, but they had to record it in advance because it released during the actual NFL season. So they kind of had to make predictions here and there of weird things, and that was one they actually hit. So that one's kind of funny. But the guy I was going to go with here, again, kind of stick with the theme of one good year in the league.
Yep.
Laurent Robinson for the Dallas Cowboys back in 2011. He was entering that season. He hadn't had a year with more than 437 yards. That was his rookie year. 5 years prior to that. He had 4 touchdowns heading into the 2011 season. He was with the Falcons and the Rams. He joined the Cowboys. It was his only year on the Cowboys. He had 54 receptions, 858 yards, and 11 touchdowns, just completely out of nowhere. He finished as the wide receiver 15 and was never to be heard from again. He left the Cowboys, went to Jacksonville, was drafted high in fantasy leagues again, and was out of the league after that. So not me.
Not
me. He wasn't on the Cowboys. He's dead to me.
Is that sunshine coming in your window there?
No.
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's a light.
Oh, it's
No,
a
that's
light.
a light, dude.
Oh.
That's
Artificial light, mate. It's still dark.
We're 3 hours away from sunlight.
All right, Seth, who you got?
All right. I could go with another Brown, but I'm going to break it up a little bit here. How about Justin Forsett from 2014?
Oh,
There we go.
that's a
On the
good one.
Ravens.
That's a good one.
He carried me to a championship that year. Picked him up off the wire. Running back 8 in standard scoring in the year 2014. And then never heard from him again. He disappeared. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Andrew's
There you go. There's your stats.
Yeah.
Oof.
Very nice.
But no, that is a good one, Seth. I didn't even think of that. But I reckon, AJ, you're a bit of
Seth
a fan.
was pretty close to him.
You're
being a
a bit
Cowboys
of fan of Forsett?
Forsett,
Yes.
yes, I was. Yeah. I had him in a number of places. Yeah, man, that was that
He
wasn't
would've-
good, was
I
it?
think he was drafted in the first round the following season, right?
Yeah, it
And
may have been. Yeah.
nothing.
He was a decent like NFL player. Like he had his role, but then he just got that monster opportunity with the Ravens, and then overhyped. And he was kind of one of those people that were really paying attention were kind of like, not sure this is repeatable. And but all the magazines and all that crap had him up there. Everyone saw those big numbers from the previous year, and boom, there you go.
Not the
No. Oh no, definitely.
All
not.
right, I'll give you another one. Okay, rookie season. See if you guess this player. Rookie season.
Yeah.
50 receptions, 805 yards, 5 TDs. Was suspended for the first 2 games for substance abuse in 2013. In just
Done, know it.
in just 14 games in 2013, 87 receptions, 1,646 yards at 18.92 a click and 9 TDs. Week 3, first game back, 146 yards, 1 TD. The other games he played, 71, 86, 126, 132. Then back-to-back games of 125, 237, 261, 151 yards, and then at 67, 97, 82 with TDs in amongst there. I didn't go into all the TDs.
Okay.
Arrested on July 5th, 2014. Arrested driving while impaired. NFL suspended him for a year. Reduced it to 10 games. Suspended 2015 season for failing the substance abuse policy again. Applied for reinstatement 2016. Denied. Failed a drug test, even without playing. 2017, applied again. Denied in May 11th. Reinstated November 1st on a conditional basis. He was... Whom? That's pretty easy. Come on.
It's super easy. This
Yeah.
is the guy's the poster boy for wasted talent, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
He's known as kryptonite around my parts here, man. Because my God, I spent so much wasted time on this guy over the years, and he's only freaking 28 years old. He'll be
It's hard to
29
believe.
It's
Yeah,
Josh Gordon for those.
Josh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yes. Thanks, Seth.
The rap sheet I thought was notorious enough.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you look at it, like it's just one massive season, and after that, it's been a doing of his own concoction, really. But it's just when you look at that season and you go back and I went back and had a look at the games, and you just go, oh my God, like seriously unstoppable, unstoppable.
Yeah.
It's not often you see. We've had the Randy Mosses and all that. But when you watch the group that 1 year he put together, it's just absolutely like if you go to the Hall of Fame for one season, he's in the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Game.
And he did. I mean, because he was a supplemental draft pick.
Yes, that's
So
right.
he's never had like a full allotment of off season and preseason. But he would just show up and ball out, like just out of nowhere, and it was crazy. You saw the talent, and it was just constantly frustrating about how he just dealt with demons he couldn't beat, and it's just again another situation that was just robbed. We were robbed of being able to watch Josh Gordon for all these years.
Yeah. I mean, we thought we had another Megatron on our hands after that season, right? Just because the sheer dominance that Gordon just put on all defenses, it's incredible.
And just the way he went about it wasn't just because he can get free. He was just taking balls out of people's hands, like literally just ripping them out and just throw it up. And he was just getting it. And then he had the speed for someone his size, just to run away from people.
Yes, sir.
He had that aura around him like a Randy Moss kind of aura, where it's like just throw the ball in his direction, he's going to bring it in.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
All right, we'll one more from the fellas. Kyle, fire.
Yeah, sure. So I got. I'm gonna go with a receiver here. He is featured in every single third-year breakout article that you'll ever read. Through his first 2 seasons in the league, he had just under 400 yards his rookie year with 4 touchdowns. Second year, played in 13 games. Then he couldn't even crack 200 yards. Still had 4 TDs. And then his third season in Minnesota with Mr. 4 Inches himself, Brett Favre. Sidney Rice throwing up 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns. He was the wide receiver 8 on the year. He had a little cup of coffee in Seattle, but past that, man, he never reached that potential again. So Sidney Rice, enjoy that. Whenever you see a third-year breakout article, it usually includes the name Sidney Rice in there because, man, he definitely he balled out that year back in 2009.
That's just good one. Yeah, by the time we sort of started doing this and getting on board, he was already in
decline.
He was in Seattle.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, or decline.
Or, yeah,
Either way.
Yeah. Yeah, he was one that people probably just remember because, again, not doing anything. And then that was the Favre year in Minnesota. So
yeah,
it was crazy. And then, yeah, he didn't do much after that. He had a 7 touchdown season with the Seahawks, but never got to near 1,000 yards after that.
Seth, give us
All
your
right,
last one.
We're going deep for this one. We're going back to the year 2012 for the Miami Dolphins, and we're going back to a player that I, as a still somewhat inexperienced fantasy player, really bought into after week 4 at Arizona. He put up 12 receptions for 253 yards and a touchdown in this game. Brian Hartline.
I'm sitting, I'm racking my brain going, who
Brian
is it?
Hartline.
White boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
He had one more game that season where he had 107 yards at Indianapolis, but he did no more touchdowns the entire season, nothing else, and everybody spent all of their fab budget or waiver priority to pick up Hartline after that blow-up game. I was one of those people.
Mate, that is a fucking cracker. That is good. That is a really good one.
He hung around for a decent amount too, didn't he, Hartline?
Mate, that's what you do.
I
You
think
just
he
need one
retired
good
in
game.
2016.
Yeah, you just need one good game and someone will keep giving you a chance.
Like a bad smell. He just sort of hung around.
Mine smell like roses. I don't know about yours. That's good. That's a great one.
That is good.
He would have racked up the old ads and drops on the NFL site without a doubt.
My word. Shall we move on?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I can throw out the rest of this. I'll just throw out the rest.
Yeah,
of
go
this
for
if
it.
you want.
Yeah.
So I had the ones I didn't mention: Braylon Edwards, Browns, haha. Chris Beanie Wells had one. He was a running back for Ohio State, and then I had Jordan Cameron, so another Browns tight end.
Yeah.
Derek Anderson that you guys mentioned, and then Zach Stacy, running back for the Los Angeles Rams, and.
Zach Stacy, yes.
Yeah, I don't even remember what he's. I think he played in the he played in the Alliance, of course, too. So a lot of AF representation here.
Didn't he? There was something weird with Zach Stacy, wasn't there? Was it?
So the thing that I always mix this up with is that Zach Stacy around the same time, the other running back for the Rams was Isaiah Peed.
That's right.
And I don't quote me on this, but I believe what happened is I think he was out of league. Something happened to him, car accident or something. And I think he lost his leg. And then I think he might have even passed away recently. I don't want to kill him off, but
That's Zach Stacy?
Isaiah Peed.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Hey, I'll give you one more, and this is probably the highest paid 15 minutes of fame player of all time.
Oh, the highest paid.
Yes,
Okay.
because of one game of football.
Oh, I know who it is.
Yes.
Straight
Yes,
away.
this is a good
Week
one.
17 against the Detroit Lions.
How many TDs?
408 passing yards, 6 TDs. He signed a 3-year contract for $20.5 million with $9 million guaranteed.
He laughed all the way to the
And
bank.
then he was Tavares Jackson, I've got this dude covered. And also third round pick Russell Wilson walks in, and it's like, how do you feel like holding the clipboard? Yeah, mate, for $20 million, but no problems.
Absolutely.
So there you
I don't
go,
know.
Matt Flynn.
That Matt Flynn.
I don't know who I was thinking about who died. It wasn't Isaiah
It wasn't.
Peed, but he did lose a leg in a car accident.
Well, that's not.
Oh,
shouldn't be
geez.
laughing, dude. What are you laughing for?
I'm not laughing, but and Isaiah Peed did nothing his entire career. It was Zach Stacy was
Zach
the one hit
Stacy.
wonder. Isaiah Peed was the sidekick.
Mate, he was built like a brick shithouse, wasn't he? Zach Stacy. He was a big boy, man. He's a big unit.
Yeah, but I have a feeling it was something like mental health issues or something weird. There was an off season where he just disappeared off the radar.
I think it was the year they moved to L.A.
Yes,
Wasn't
I think it was. Yeah, that's right.
He just never made it back out there, and then it was just like, wait, where's Zach Stacy? And he was so good this past season, and he's just not showing up or whatever.
Yep.
There you go.
Mind you, it was Jeff Fisher, wasn't it? So
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, do it to anybody.
Yeah.
Dude, you could do a whole freaking series on it. Like as I'm like googling these players, it's like bringing up other like relevant like Denard Robinson just showed up on here and stuff like.
What about was the other one? Was it Icky played for the Bengals?
Oh,
He had that dance.
Yeah, the Icky Shuffle.
Icky Shuffle.
The Icky Shuffle.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean he might be more famous nowadays for that. Was that a Geico commercial that he was in?
We don't get Geico.
no idea.
No idea.
He was in a commercial around here doing that same stupid dance, still making money off that.
There
thing,
you go.
So, but yeah, hey, leveraging your 15 minutes of fame. That's smart man.
Bloody oath. That's
right.
good business.
Well, Matt has said Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez did a little bit, didn't he? I mean, he's probably more well known for the butt fumble, which is not really that flattering, is it?
No.
To be
That's
known
not what
for.
you want your 15 minutes to be something that people are talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
They are talking about it, but something more on the positive than the laughter sort of side of it.
That's
all.
right. Sadly.
Yep. All right,
Yeah.
I got a couple names to
Yes.
go through real quick.
Okay.
Finish off the Browns team, Isaiah Crowell in 2016.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, come on. He had a couple of years.
Yeah, he's a bit tough.
But yeah, same thing with Forsett.
Mate, I was a
Everybody
big fan of
drafted him in the first round
Crowell,
the next
actually,
year.
Seth. I thought he
Yeah,
had a lot
I
of
was
talent.
too. I was right there.
Yeah.
And then Terrell Pryor in that same season.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one with talent. I don't know whatever happened there.
And
He was in the news recently.
yep.
Was he?
So he got
Yeah, he got stabbed.
Oh, that's right. He did too.
What?
He did too. A couple of weeks ago. Only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think he was in like critical condition stuff. Yeah, I think he's gonna be all right there. But
Stab
yeah,
will do
that one
that
was
to you.
disappointing too, man. Yeah, that no one has gotten shafted more. Maybe, but no one has gotten shafted more by the NFL than Terrell Pryor. The dude had to serve a suspension for selling, for taking money or whatever, getting free tattoos in college. He didn't even do anything in the NFL while he was there. He enters the league and they're like, you know what? Bam! Like, come on, get out of here with this crap.
Yep. Same year, Kelvin Benjamin. Nothing after his rookie season. And then just to wrap it up, Roberto Aguayo. Nothing against the kid, but second round pick for the Bucks in 2016.
Mate, good
Out of
effort
the
to
league.
good effort to bring up someone that got the 15 minutes of fame just from the draft
Yep.
Yeah.
and did nothing. There's probably about there was a quarterback that started for the Chargers, wasn't there? AJ, I'm surprised you didn't bring him up.
Ryan Leaf.
Yeah,
but
that
no,
was-
but he
Mate,
didn't really
Phil
get.
Rivers.
No,
15
but
minutes
his,
of fame?
his 15 minutes of fame was where he got drafted
I
and
tell
the
you,
money he got.
And cursing out reporters in the locker
I was going to
room.
say exactly that. I was going to say, when you're a fan of a team, you're trying to think the best, like he's going to turn it around. He threw a couple of good passes. It's going to be good. And then he had that thing where he was cussing out reporters, and there was this one thing where he threw a crutch at a reporter's head, and it's like, ooh,
Well, that happened
this
here.
isn't good.
That
This
happened
guy's
here
a bit of a-
with a footballer here, remember?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah,
Actually. Yeah,
he
yeah.
threw it at a reporter who the reporter is now the president of one of the biggest clubs in this country. He just worked his way there. Good on him.
Yep.
Eddie Maguire.
Yes.
But the guy who threw the crutch at the time was a good, what we call forward. So
Yep.
you wouldn't understand what position that is, but it's a guy that kicks all the goals for us.
Yeah.
Which is different from the lappies that kick the goals in the NFL, obviously. He'd be more like, what would he be? Would he be your quarterback? He's your
Hard
best.
to- No.
Anyway, it's one of the most important positions
Yeah.
on the field.
Yeah.
And he ended up being the greatest player at that position of all time. Maybe it was a crutch throwing. Maybe that sort of.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe there's something in throwing crutches.
I got one more name just because we'll be entering draft season soon and the NFL Combine and all that. Dree Archer was a 5'8", 173-pound running back out of Kent State, and he ran a 4.26 40. Never did anything in this league. So guys like that, I'm sure like you could create a long list of just like combine warriors and that type of thing. He would be one of them.
Man, we're going down the rabbit hole big time. As you said, we could do a series.
Yeah.
Olandis Gary, Andrew said, the Broncos running back production line, they were just churning them out. Abdul Kareem Al-Jabbar for the Finns.
I thought that was a Star Wars character.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a very good one either.
Yeah, Seth hates me.
All right.
All right.
Let's move it on to the next segment.
We'll move on to the next segment. Okay. So we are going now. It is week 15. Hopefully, you're in your fantasy semi-finals or at least fantasy playoffs or whatever. But at week 15, going into week 16.